Noah Lyles just answered the biggest question in American sprinting. He stepped onto the track at Icahn Stadium, the same track where Usain Bolt once broke the world record. And what Lyles did next shocked everyone watching. This is the full story of the fastest man in America right now. The men's 100-meter dash at the USA Track and Field Championships was loaded from the very first round. Icahn Stadium sits on Randall's Island in New York City, and this meet marked the first time nationals had returned there since 1991. That track has history. Usain Bolt ran his 9.72 world record on this exact surface back in 2008. In the opening round, Christian Coleman looked the sharpest. The 2019 world champion blasted a 9.96, the fastest time of the day. Noah Lyles was right behind him in 9.97. Kenny Bednarek, the defending national champion, cruised through in 10.4. Courtney Lindsay won the final heat in 10.06, while Ronnie Baker ran a quiet 10.0 right behind Lyles, quick enough to sneak into the next round without much attention. After his heat, Lyles told reporters the track felt fast, really fast. He said his training had been going well and predicted the final would be fast. He was right. The semifinals turned the whole meet up a notch. In the first semi, Bednarek got out strong next to his training partner, Courtney Lindsay. Bednarek crossed first in 9.82, though the wind was blowing well past the legal limit at plus 3.2. Lindsay followed close behind in 9.86. Both men looked smooth, like they had more speed in the tank. The second semi belonged to Christian Coleman. He didn't get his usual explosive start, but he still won with ease, running 9.90 with a legal wind reading. Brandon Hicklin came in well behind him. Coleman had made his statement. He was the fastest man on paper heading into the final. Then came the third semi, and this is where things got interesting. Ronnie Baker actually got the better start, not Lyles. But Lyles turned it on in the second half and blew past the field, crossing in 9.76, the fastest time of the entire day, though wind aided at plus 2.1. Baker held on for second in 9.85. Everyone in the stadium understood what was coming. Before the final, there was one storyline nobody could ignore. Lyles and Bednarek have a real rivalry. The year before, their 200-meter showdown ended with a stare and a shove between the two men in front of the entire crowd. That moment stuck with fans, and it added extra tension to this matchup. Despite that history, Lyles had beaten Bednarek in 7 straight 100-meter finals. Bednarek came in as the defending national champion in this event, so a win here would have meant a lot to him. The pressure was building, and everyone wanted to know if Lyles' win streak over his rival would continue. When the men's 100-meter final lined up, Coleman took lane 4, Lyles took lane 5, and Bednarek took lane 6. The gun went off, and it was Coleman and Bednarek who exploded out of the blocks first. For a moment, Lyles looked like he might be in trouble. He was behind, and the two men ahead of him were flying. But Lyles never panicked. He said later that in his head, the race was already decided. His coach, Lance Baumann, had given him one instruction before the race. Put your hand in their pocket and don't let them get away. Lyles said he could see exactly where Coleman was, and he knew his hand was already reaching in. Then he just pulled him back. Around the 60-meter mark, Lyles made his move. His closing speed is what separates him from almost every sprinter alive, and he used it perfectly. He surged past the field in the final third of the race, and by the time he crossed the line, there was no doubt who had won. Lyles threw his arms in the air, stuck out his tongue, and shouted, "Yes, sir!" His time was 9.79 seconds. That number matters for two big reasons. First, it's the fastest time in the world this year, meaning no other sprinter on the planet has run faster in 2026. Second, it ties his own personal best, a mark he set 2 years earlier at the Olympic final in Paris. Running that fast at a national championship, not even an Olympics or a world championship, shows just how sharp Lyles is right now. Behind him, the battle for second place came down to 0.05 of a second. Ronnie Baker crossed in 9.875, just barely edging out Kenny Bednarek, who ran 9.8. Both men were officially timed at 9.88, but Baker got the photo finish nod for second place. It was a surprising result, since most experts expected Bednarek to be the one chasing Lyles for the title. As for Christian Coleman, the man who looked so dangerous in the earlier rounds, He ended up fourth with a time of 9.93. It was a rough finish for someone who posted the fastest times in both the first round and looked like a real threat in the semis. The final proved that early speed doesn't always carry through to the biggest moment. After the race, Lyles didn't hold back about how it felt to win. He told NBC Sports that winning and running fast gives him a natural high, that feeling of flying, of being better than everyone else in the world. He said you can't find that feeling anywhere else. For Lyles, this wasn't just another national title. It was proof, once again, that when the pressure is highest, he shows up. This win also gives Lyles his third career national title in the 100 meters. That puts him in rare company among American sprinters. And he isn't done yet. Lyles is also entered in the 200 meters, chasing a record 6th national title in that event. He's aiming to repeat the same 100 and 200 double he pulled off at the Olympic trials back in 2024. Lyles also made it clear that this version of him is just the beginning. He told reporters he was mostly playing around this year, and that a better, faster version of himself is coming for the World Athletics Ultimate Championships and the Los Angeles Olympics. Both of those events are on the horizon, and Lyles is putting the entire sprinting world on notice well ahead of time. He even joked that his competitors should be scared for what's coming next, a clear signal that he believes this 9.79 is far from his ceiling. It also helps to remember why this particular field was so stacked. Going into the meet, 11 different American men had run between 9.88 and 9.99 for the season. That depth meant several sprinters capable of running under 10 seconds wouldn't even make the final. Beating a field that deep and doing it with a time that led the entire world says a lot about where Lyles stands heading into the biggest meets still to come. So what does this all mean for American sprinting right now? Noah Lyles has firmly reestablished himself as the fastest man in the country, and by extension, one of the fastest men in the world this season. Christian Coleman came in with the best numbers on paper, but couldn't finish it off. Bednarek, despite being the defending champion, got edged out for the podium spot everyone expected him to hold, and Ronnie Baker delivered the surprise of the night, sneaking into second place by the smallest of margins. The bigger picture here is what this means heading into the rest of the season. With a 9.79 already on the board, and Lyles admitting he wasn't even running at his best, the question now becomes just how fast he can go when it truly counts. Between now and the next major global championship, every sprinter chasing him knows exactly what they're up against. This race also reminded everyone why Icahn Stadium is such a special place for the sport. A track that once hosted a world record now hosted one of the most electric national title races in recent memory. The crowd, though modest in size, got to see speed, drama, and a finish that will be talked about for a long time.